Hey everybody, this is Trevor, and you are watching my channel Social Dilemma. And come to you tonight with tragic news. It's terrible news. Here in Canada, in the province of Saskatchewan, two men armed with knives, they've killed 10 people. And there's more people injured as well. So at least 10 people are dead from two men with knives. And I don't know what to say about that. It's absolutely horrendous. I feel for the families. I can't imagine. I just imagine getting like a phone call and, from like my daughter's school or something, and the principal saying some guy came in with a knife, and some woman came in with a knife or something and stabbed everyone, or stabbed and killed 10 people, or a family member of mine or a friend. I'd be heartbroken. So my heart goes out to these people. I don't know what I don't know. I can't. It's hard to imagine sometimes these things happening in Canada, but they do. Things happen in Canada. Things happen all around the world. You know, I just yeah. So 10 people are dead from two men who stabbed people with a knife. They each had knives, obviously. So I'm sitting here thinking, well, it's a tragedy. We can't change it. We have to move on from this. How can we stop people from killing other people? I don't know. These are mental health issues. I don't believe in government giving government money to do things, but if we are, maybe they could pump some money into the mental health care, which seems to have fallen into the gutter over the years. Like, I'm almost 50, and I've lived in Canada all my life, and just forever seems like governments provincially, whatever, they're shutting down places to help people who have mental issues. So that's one issue. We need to be held. This is a mental health issue. I mean, it's just obviously you're not of sane and right mind and moral and ethical character if you're going to go out and kill someone, whether that be with a knife or a firearm or a hammer or a rock or a baseball bat or a branch off a tree. I don't know. So it's not the inanimate objects that are being used that should be the issue. And I truly, I've talked to some people tonight, and I joke and say, well, I guess Trudeau's going to ban knives now. Probably the black-handled knives, because, there's like those firearms that are all black. They're scary looking. So maybe he'll ban these knives. So, I joke, but, I don't know. Is it true? Is he going to do that? I don't know. So how can we stop this? Well, we've got to help people. You got to have a place to go to. If you feel like, hey, if you feel the need to go kill someone, hey man, you need help. You need to be able to go somewhere. You need to be able to call somebody. If you have no family and friends to call, you got to have somewhere to go and say, I need help. So we need to invest in that, whether it's, I would hope more private funding could go there, but I guess if we need government funding, we'll do it. Do it, for goodness sake. And so that aside, and I can tell you, okay, as a Canadian, and I'm also believe in, we don't have it here, but I believe in the American 2A, the Second Amendment. That's the right to bear arms. And in Canada, we should have that same right. Now, is it going to stop people from stabbing people and everything? No, but maybe it gives people an opportunity to defend themselves. Because in Canada, there's I don't know all the ins and outs of knife laws too. You can't conceal carry a knife. You're not supposed to. So a police officer stops you for some reason. You can't have a knife on you under your coat. You're supposed to open carry these. Is from what I gather from the knife laws in Canada. Just fine. I mean, it's a tool on your belt, but like I mean it. What this shows too is just how easy it is. I mean, if you really want to kill somebody, people are always getting on people. Well, we got to get rid of the guns. Like in Canada, Trudeau he's decimated the firearms community. You know, getting rid of rifles, now handguns in come October of this year, 2022. Basically, handguns are going to be outlawed in Canada. And you can't carry a firearm on you in Canada, okay? You can't. There is no 2A in Canada. So, you know, it starts making me think too, like, you know, an incident that happens like this, where two crazy guys go and kill people with a knife. What do I do if I'm in like a Home Hardware, I'm a Canadian Tire, or some kind of Walmart, and just, you know, and someone comes up to you and they start killing people? What am I supposed to do? I don't need, you know, fists, cuffs. I'm almost 50. Like I'm not 25 anymore. I'm not, you know, I can't run that as fast as I could 25 years ago. You know, I don't know. I think people should have. Everyone is born with the right to self-preservation, and in this day and age, this is why I'm an advocate for you should have a conceal or open carry firearm. You know, so if these guys with knives, they each had whatever kind of knife they had, went into an area knowing that there's people with firearms there, they probably, I'm going to say, even if being mentally ill that they are, they're not gonna try to do that in an area where people are carrying firearms. So we need to change. We need to change in Canada. We need to get on board with this. Everyone has the right to self-defense. Like if you're for women being safe, let them carry a firearm. Okay, you're for an older person. You want your 70-year-old grandmother and grandpa. You want to make sure they're safe. Allow them to carry a firearm. Okay, as long as hopefully people. You got to train with these guns. You can't just buy a gun and stick it on your hip and you got to train with it. So you have to go to a firing range. But so I don't know. So my solution to this, it's not the object, it's not the knife. You can go back to I think it's the Polytech Quebec shooting years ago in Canada. A guy went in, hated women, went in with a rifle and killed women. Well, what if a couple of those women had a firearm, a handgun on them, a concealed carry handgun? Okay, he might have thought twice before he went in there, or if he didn't, a couple of these women could have dropped him. So, look, these things are always going to happen. These things are always going to happen. People are going to they're going to do this. They're going to grab a knife. They're going to grab whatever they want. So they are insane. So we need to allow sane-minded people, okay, the ability to defend themselves. And in case, I don't know, if a sane person goes insane, well, I need to know that there's sane people around to stop that person. And again, so tonight I'm talking with people going, well, I bet you Trudeau bans knives now. But I mean, it would be absolutely laughable if he did. But, well, what's the difference between, two men armed with a couple of knives managed to kill 10 people? So, I mean, mass shootings in Canada, even with guys with firearms, sometimes they haven't managed to kill that many people, or just a few more people. So, I mean, I think it's just mind-boggling that they're really able to do this with a knife. 10 people were killed. So what do you do? Do you ban knives? I mean, where does this logic go of banning things? So yeah, so what do we do? What do we do here? As a Canadian, and I hope other fellow Canadians can look at this and go, "Holy, it's not the object that's being used; it's the person and their mind." Hey, these guys are insane. They're whatever. I mean, you got to be insane to go and murder people. It's the worst crime against humanity that you could possibly commit. So I implore Canadians, politicians, and everyone to look at allowing people to have the right for self-preservation, self-defense. And how do you do that? By opening or conceal carrying a firearm. Okay? And because again, I mean, a knife. I mean, these guys could have had hammers. They could have had screwdrivers. A branch off a tree, go around and whack people on the head. I mean, so that's why I don't think Trudeau's going to come out and go, "Well, we're going to ban, knives." Well, maybe he will. I don't know. Maybe he will. Maybe in the next few days, next week or so, Trudeau will come out and say, "Well, we can't sell any knife over 4 inches in Canada. I don't care if it's, you're a chef at a restaurant or, a hunting knife. You can't have it anymore." I don't know. Maybe he'll say that. Who knows? You can't. I have no idea what Trudeau will do anymore. I don't. I think everything that comes out of that man's, a man I used loosely, that person's mouth is a lie. I think he's a pathological liar. So I don't even know. I don't know about him anymore. I swear to God, he's a puppet of Klaus Schwab. So maybe Klaus will tell him tomorrow, ban all knives that have black handles and that are 4 inches or longer. So I don't know. But I mean, again, look at the point here. 2 men armed with knives were able to kill 10 people and injure several more. I mean, that seems like something, like if they had said, "Hey, these guys had firearms," I would think, well, I guess maybe you could with you could kill 10 people and injure more with a firearm. But had at least 2 of those people had firearms, I guarantee you these guys wouldn't have went into that area. And if they had, they wouldn't. They might, the numbers might have been only 5 people, or maybe nobody. Maybe as soon as they draw their gun and start firing, a couple people could pull out a firearm and defend themselves and other people. So, I guess in closing, tragic event here in Saskatchewan, Canada. 2 men with knives killed 10 people and injured several more. So, I don't know. I implore more Canadians and politicians to look at allowing people to arm themselves. Okay, because especially if you believe in women's rights, too, minorities' rights, and the safety of people who can't protect themselves as easily, like the elderly. You need to allow them to protect themselves, okay? And the way we do that right now would be with a handgun. I can tell you right now. I mean, you look at the United States and places that are gun-free zones, they have the highest amount of mass murders and shootings. You look at places in the United States that, like Wyoming, for example, they have like probably some of the best constitutional carry firearm laws in the United States, and there's very few there. Or look at other places in the United States too that are 2A supporting. You're going to find lower rates of shootings and whatnot. Now, someone will point out, well, Texas. Okay, well, the fella in Uvalde went into that elementary school and shot everything up. But there's also 70 minutes of several dozen police officers who are well armed standing around not doing anything. So people with guns didn't do anything. So they could have easily went in and stopped that fella. Okay, so shootings like that could be stopped, especially if you allow people in the workplaces too. You know, these teachers could carry firearms. So that's, I guess, my 2 cents for tonight. And again, I feel bad. I feel really bad for these families. I can't imagine getting that phone call. But we need to look at the future now and figure out how we can fix it. And I do believe that we need places for people to call. If they don't have family and friends to call, they're in trouble and they need to talk to somebody, we need to get money invested in that. And we also need to allow good people to be able to have the right to self-preservation, and that's open and concealed carry of firearms. Okay, so hope everybody's doing well, and just stay free, and talk to you later.